I'll show you how to make a couple of renderings. You're going to be required to provide me with a couple of these for some of the rooms. First one we'll do, the only one I'm going to do is the kitchen. You'll see on the grade sheet the rooms that need to have rendered images and what I'm looking for, I guess, in them. So I'll go to the little arrow next to the 3D camera or house, and I'll put the word camera in, and I'm going to just take a picture of my kitchen right there, and I'm going to get this as my rendering. So I'm going to zoom this out a little bit. Now yours will have things like the lighting in it and stuff such as that. I don't have that stuff in mine. You'll also be able to see a few more details. You'll probably have your walls painted and stuff like that. So I'm going to go down to this little rectangle. I'm going to hit realistic. And that sure is okay, but it's not the best. The best thing to do is to create a 3D rendered image. This is not a rendered image. So I'm going to go right here to where I have my 3D views, and I'm going to rename this. So I'm going to right click on that and say rename, and I'm just going to call that kitchen. And then I'm going to say OK. And this is going to be important for us for later on when we are looking to do some other work with the renderings. So to make a rendering, I'm going to go down here on our toolbar, and I'm going to find the thing that looks like a teapot with a light bulb next to it, and I'm going to click on that. And this will take a second to come up. I don't know why it didn't come up the first time, but when I click on that, I get this rendering dialog box. Now, there's some different settings that we can change in here. The first setting that you can change is you can make it draft or medium, high, or best. I'm going to tell you right now, if you make it high or best, you're going to be sitting there watching your computer chug for a long time. So probably best off if you just leave it in draft for this initial try. And then you get the lighting. So we're going to use sun only. Let's see, what else do we want here? That's exterior. Oh, here, I'm sorry. We want interior sun and artificial. And then we can just hit the word render. And I'll pause this while this is going on. So that took several seconds. It was about 15 or 20 seconds to do, and I've got lots of, it looks really kind of weird. So this isn't the best kind of rendering that we can do. I'm going to close this out. So because of the time that it takes for the computers to do renderings, what I want to do is I want to do a rendering in the cloud. Now to do that, I'm going to go to this thing that says sign in. I'm going to sign into my Autodesk account. And if you don't have an Autodesk account yet, you can just go down here to create account. So that's what I'm going to do. And then you put in all your information. So I'm going to pause this while I do the information. So that took me a couple minutes to do. You have to give them an email address. So you'll have to use one of your own private email addresses. If you have a Gmail account, of course, we can access Gmail at school. That's what I just did. And when you're all signed in, you're going to get, you're going to see your name up here, your username. Now, I'm going to go to View, and then we have the word Render in the Cloud. And it's a three-step process. On step one, on the next screen, select 3D views and start rendering. Step 2, the service is going to notify you when your images are ready. Step 3, you're going to click View, Render Gallery to do more and to download your image. So I'm going to hit Continue. So I'm going to get Render in the Cloud. Now, this is why you need to name your views. This 3D view, it has already selected. If I had more of them there would be more names that I could select from this list. Output is going to be a still image. Render quality, we can leave it as standard right now. Image size, I wouldn't make your image size bigger than medium. That's because you're going to be getting this in an email or emailing it, and it's going to be hard to deal with. Exposure you can leave as advanced, and file format is PNG is probably the best. And we just hit render. And now this is going to generate some error messages. Render in the cloud. Oh, that's interesting. Well, we're just going to hit OK and see what happens. You might not get that error message. Then again, you might. Now, what you're going to see is that this is being rendered online. What you can do now is you can go off and go back and do the rest of our renderings. So floor, and again, now while that's working, I'm going to do my camera. And of course, we'll hit save because we always want to save, right? And we'll do our camera going into the bathroom. And it shows the door shut, of course. And let's try that again. 3D camera, here we go. I'll be inside the door this time. See how that works. Okay. And let's do this. And again, we have not got the tub tiled in my bathroom yet, but of course yours will be. And color will be on the walls and all that good stuff. I'll hit realistic in here. And then what I will do is I would go to view and hit render in the cloud, continue. Oh, you know what I forgot to do here, didn't I? I forgot to name this view. So I'm going to rename this one. I'll call this bath. And I'll say OK. And then I'll go to my view and render in the cloud and continue. And I'll leave all of these the way they are. And what you'll notice too is it says 0 credits are required. The larger you make these settings here, the bigger your problem is going to be with the credits. You want to make sure you try to keep the credits down. And then once I got the still image, and standard and all that good stuff, I'll hit the word render, and then I get my error message again, and then this is going to be continuing. You can see it's working up here right now, so I can hit view my rendering progress if I want. This is taking a few seconds longer than I want. So this is what the viewing window looks like. And right now it's working on doing the rendering, so I don't have anything here yet. Well, maybe I'll just hit view project and see what comes up. It's currently in the queue. Oh, good news, less than 2 hours. But I can walk away from this. So I'm going to pause this, and when we come back, maybe in 2 hours, we'll see how the rendering came out. Okay, the little icon up here is telling me that I'm ready to view my completed renderings. So I'm going to click on that, and it's going to bring me to this, and I'm going to click on view my project. And one of the renderings came out totally dark, and I really don't know why. The second one, which I believe is really the first one, came out okay. I don't really much like this rendering. The stove is weird, you know, the refrigerator. The cut cabinets don't have any color on them. The sink isn't silver, it's white. You know, I just don't like this, but it's the way it is. So now I can actually do the download thing, and I can download it as a PNG or a JPEG or a TIFF. I'm going to just say download it as a PNG, and somewhere on here it should allow me to download this, and I'm going to save this, and we will print this in the library somehow. But this is enough for this video.